What it do? It's your host, Prince Elias, for another episode of Snake Cinema Podcast. And this is episode, I forgot to name this one, 22? I believe so, episode 22. If not, I'll fix it in post. But thank y'all, thank y'all for tapping in to another Saturday morning with your boy for Snake Cinema Podcast. And we have another music episode. Last week we talked music. This week we're talking music because the Grammys have happened. It happened last Sunday, and I got a lot of thoughts on it. But first, before I get to the chitty chat, this episode is brought to you by Mutation Station and Lucy Land Ball Pythons, the best rodent providers, feeders in the Mid-South. Argue with your mother. And they also have some dope baby animals. And they are also the most amazing mentors any new breeder like me could ask for. So thank you, Mutation Station and Lucy Land Ball Pythons for sponsoring the channel and always having your boys back. Life and animal updates. Animals are good. They're getting fat, living life. My grandsons are getting on my nerves because they want to rotate weeks of when they want to eat. So, um, Wonder and Magic, like last week, fed all the babies. Wonder decided to eat. Magic didn't. This week, fed all the babies. Magic decided to eat. Wonder didn't. Meanwhile, Dream fat butt eats every week, no problems. So we all know who's going to reach adulthood before the rest. But uh, I digress. All the babies are good. All the grow outs are good. All the OG snakes are good. We did have me, Coils, and Kita. Um, Coils is the grandkid's mother, the pastel ball python. Hello, pastel ball python. Um, and Kita is my blue-eye leucistic. We had a last-minute photo shoot gig. A good friend of ours who is a personal trainer, model, all-around dope woman, um, DM me and asked if she could borrow the snakes for a little mini photo shoot before she went to a special event last night. And I had no issues with that. So the weather had gotten a lot warmer. We were up in the 60s yesterday. So I was like, cool, no problem. As long as it's indoors, we're not outside, cool. So we went and met at indoor location, and we had a great time. She got her shots that she wanted, and a lot of people who were there, because this is a public event, a public place. A lot of people who were there were introduced to snakes. A lot of people um, got to see the snakes and hold the snakes. And I've gotten a lot of, oh, I've never touched a snake before. Well, we popped their cherries. They got a chance to touch a snake for the first time. Kita, of course, being a blue-eye leucistic was a big hit, but people love coils. Like they saw Kita, but the moment they saw how big coils was, oh, they lost their mind. They was like, oh my gosh, they get that big? I was like, yep. How old is she? 14 years old. Oh my God. They were just blown away. And I'm just so proud to have Coils back in the photography lineup because she took last year off trying to be a mother. So it was great. It felt great to be back in my element of photo shoots. Breeding is fun, don't get me wrong. But it's my heart, my bread and butter, my passion is the educational shows and the photo shoots. And it was good to do that even in the month of February because for the first time it was actually warm enough for them to go outside. And by outside, I mean warm enough to go get in the car and then get into the building because we didn't stay outside long. Uh, but anyways, let's see what. Oh, and my ankle still broke, but it's healing. The pain has gotten less and less and less. So that's a good thing. Cannot complain. But I'll be so happy when I'm out this cast and in a boot. Because I feel like I will feel more mobile, more independent once I'm in that boot. And this cast is itching the mess out of me. I just be like, you know how women be patting their weave when they head itching? That's how I am on my leg. I just be patting my leg because I can't reach down and scratch the itch. But it is what it is. If you ever had to wear a cast before, you know the dealio. and the BS with that. Also, before I acknowledge the chat, I see y'all coming in. Thank y'all. Um, Stan GoFundMe is still up, so I'm gonna put the link right here. And it should be in the link of all my vlog descriptions. I left it as a default setting in my vlog descriptions. For some reason, I tried with StreamYard and it never saves. So this is the link. Still help Stan and his family out. He did get his wife's ashes back. She's home with him, but still, those medical bills don't stop just because the person has moved on and gone to heaven. Um, they do not trust me. My grandmother died in 2017. My granddaddy died 2018. And guess what? The government, the hospital, Methodist, they don't care. They were still sending those bills. Like, yeah, you still got to pay up. So please donate, whether it's $1, $2, $5, 20. Oh, and also today is the 10th. If you auctioned at any, if you bid on any of the auctions for Stan, whether that was Holly's channel, the RWO's channel, or Celtic Balls, today, February 10th, is the deadline. Pay up. I better, if you have not paid Stan, you better pay Stan, or I'm going to talk about you. Um, um, he really needs that money. His family needs that money. And that's what we're doing it for. We're not doing it just to get rid of animals. We're doing it to support our loved one, our family member, our brother. So please, today, the fact that they gave us a grace period and did not make us pay the day of the auctions, please pay Stan. They're going to GoFundMe. And I know he has a cash app, but I don't know the link to the cash app. Either way, I paid mine off all my winnings, all my earnings the night of. But if you have not, today is the deadline. Stan better wake up to a lot of notifications. He better wake up to a lot of notifications, or I don't play. I don't play about my brother Stan. Anyways, now let's talk to the people who are in the chitty chat. Good morning. First up, my sister Maki. What it do, Maki? Father Don, you already know. Listening and walking the pups. Oh, thank you, Father Don. And good morning, Quake and Swagger. I loved Father Don's dogs. I don't know if I'll ever get a dog anytime soon. I'm not going to say never, but I know it's not going to be anytime soon. But I will live vicariously through Father Don because I love Black Velvet. Quake is a beautiful dog. And Swagger, that boy's huge. That man big. Swagger was a full grown dog as a puppy. That boy big. Those dogs, I could not. Maybe when I build onto my farm, I could get a dog kind of like Swagger or Quake. But right now in my little apartment, them fools will take up the whole living room. But good morning. Thank you for tapping in, Father, or as Mikey say, Father with a V, Father. Kent, what it do? Good morning. Bro, Keys, good morning, rise and shine. We be staying up late. Keys is the reason why I have insomnia and I don't have good sleep because Hair Down Fridays, it be it 4 hours, 4 hour show. I love it. Cannot complain, but we be bright, both of us be bright and early in the morning the next day. And then we is gonna have us up tonight. Bet your money. It's gonna be another 4 hour show, but I love it. It's amazing. The Bear. Thank you for tapping in, bro. The Bear, love you. Also, if you have not tapped into Bear, that man, he coming in. He gonna be for y'all next. In the next coming breeding seasons, he coming for y'all next with these leeches and these gargoyles and these cresties. And he just picked up some dope lizards. I forgot the names of them, but it's some weird, funky looking lizards that are so dope and cool. Don't sleep on the Bear when it comes to these lizards. He coming for y'all in the hobby. What's good? What's good? Is this everybody so far? Yes, yes. Yes, you do need to post more on YouTube, Bear. You're doing good with the Instagram stories and reels and stuff. But yes, post more on YouTube, sir. We need to see those breeding projects. Uh now forgive me because I have dyslexia. The digi stinks, whatever he just said right there. That's the new lizards he got. Those look dope. Those look so cool. I like that. Like I said, I'm trying to tell you the gecko man. Yes, the bear is the gecko man. I might I'm not gonna lie, when I come to y'all city for Celtic Balls seafood party, I might leave with something from Celtic. I might leave with something from the bear. And I might leave something with Maki. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Maki don't want Hades, but uh, I might leave out with something and drop something off. I'm just kidding. Maki, you got enough snakes, and I don't need Deja to beat you up for bringing in another boa. So I'll just deal with Hades and his crazy self. Unless the bear still wants them, then I'll definitely give him to the bear. Let's see. Try the scientific name. Egg. No, I can't. My head hurt. My dyslexia kicked in. My tongue tied. My head. I can't. I can't do the scientific name. DG. DG stinks. Skinks. If you for real, Bear, you can have Hades. I will definitely bring him in May if you're dead serious. Just don't look shocked or be like, huh? Or be like, my wife said I couldn't. You better let me know before May if you dead serious. Hades is yours because he's gotten a lot better. I'm not gonna lie, he's gotten a lot better. The last couple of handlings, he has not struck at me, but I don't know. I just me and him are not a match. Me and him are not a match. I need snakes that I could be more in tune with, I guess. And he's been trying to kill me since last year. But he's trying to kill me less this year, so that's a good thing. But anyways, let's get to the meat of the episode. And this episode won't be long. I'm trying to stay at an hour max, probably less than that. This will probably be a 45-minute show because my beautiful nephew is taking the ACT this morning and I have to pick him up. So I want to give myself enough time to drive out and pick him up from his test. He's going to feel so in love. Dropping him off. No, he would not. Hades would probably be like, praise Jesus, I'm sick of you. um, Hades not studying me. He really ain't. But I have been the most consistent thing in his life for the past year. But nah, that boy ain't gonna feel no love. He gonna be like, about time. I've been so tired of being in this house with all these ball pythons and that big Jimmy mother trucker. Oh, let's see. All right. So let's get down. I don't want to be before y'all long, and I want to thank y'all for tapping in with me every morning, supporting me, even when you're at work or walking the dogs or cleaning. Just the support, I really do appreciate it. But let's get down to business. The Grammys. The Grammys happened last week, and I'm gonna let y'all know right now. If you look on YouTube and you look up Grammys 2024, every video either has that woman in the thumbnail or the video topic is strictly about that woman. We're not doing that on this channel. This channel, first of all, it's Black History Month. I'm not finna make a whole podcast ranting and talking about her on this beautiful blackity black month. And second of all, she's been talked about enough all year due to her relationship in the NFL. So she's not getting clout. I'm not going to even say her name at all this whole podcast. She's not getting clout at all on this podcast. It's going to be the one show. That's why I didn't put her picture in the thumbnails. I didn't put her pictures in the slideshows because she don't matter. We are celebrating the blacks who won or performed at the Grammys this year. And the only non-black that I'm going to mention is the people who performed and the Queen Celine Dion, because baby, Celine Dion got out of her bed, her sick bed, for this BS. She got out of her sick bed Got all glammed up, got beautiful, got my favorite fashion designer out of retirement, La Roche, who had retired from working in the industry as a fashion designer. She got him out of his retirement for this BS. So in the midst of her health struggles and not being able to control her body, I forgot what it's called. It's like stiff body syndrome. But anyways, it's kind of like, I'm not gonna say kind of like a stroke, but you know how you lose control of your body and your muscles when you're having a stroke. That's kind of what her condition is. It's very rare, but people have it. And so the fact that they got my beautiful queen Celine Dion out of bed for that BS, the disrespect, Grammys, the disrespect. But I was happy to see her. I was happy to see her. She looked healthy. She looked smiling. She looked gorgeous in her trench coat with the dress under it. It was just, it was amazing. And seeing the video clips on TikTok, with her with singing backstage with certain artists, and talking to a lot of the newcomers, the new baby R&B singers and stuff like that, and jazz singers. It was good to see. It was great to see her out in public because she, once she got that health diagnosis, she's been out in the limelight. So Celine Dion and the people who perform are the only non-black people I mentioned in this podcast. The woman, she who shall not be named because she don't deserve it, will not be mentioned on this podcast. Y'all can say her name in the chats, but I'm not saying it because no, this is my show. Okay, I'm done with the coffee for right now. Let's talk about performances. Performances. I will say there was not a performance on this show that I did not like. Even artists that I didn't care for. I'm not gonna say didn't care for because I love Brandy Carlisle. Brandy Carlisle is one of those country singers that I may not listen to her whole album, but if I see something drops on Spotify, or if I see an artist that I do listen to on a regular featuring Brandy Carlisle, I'll stop and listen. She's one of those country singers. I love her voice. I love her musicality. She's just amazing. And she's one of those great progressive country singers that aren't rooted in racism. So I try to support that. I try to support the artists that are not problematic. And usually it's just the women. Hate to say it, but it's just the women country artists. Like, yeah. So her performance was amazing. It was beautiful. I loved it. Um, but for the most part, most of the entertainers were awesome. It was dope to see. I There was not a slag. There was not a boring moment with the performances themselves. Of course, SZA looked amazing when she performed her songs with her dancers and the outfits and the choreography and the stage setup. It was dope. It was beautiful to see. Miley Cyrus with Flowers. I love that song Flowers, and I love Miley. Miley has become one of those singers, one of those childhood stars who we all saw from, actually, the Grammys. Shout out to the Grammys with child stars, because Miley isn't the only child star who we saw grow up with Disney or Nickelodeon who won that night. Oh my gosh, I just had his name at the tip of my tongue. But the black guy, I just had his name at the tip of my tongue. I was just about to say it and I lost it. But he played in the show Victorious on Nickelodeon. I remember watching this show with my niece a lot, and he was playing a musician on that show. And to think that he won best song, or best songwriter of the year for for co-writing SZA song. He won his first Grammy. That was a dope thing to see. To see this boy go from being a child actor on Nickelodeon to now a Grammy Award winning songwriter for writing a song for SZA, and beating out all the other people in various categories as far as songwriting goes. For him to win that Grammy was so dope to see. And seeing his pictures online and him holding this trophy was just, it was dope. It was beautiful. So shout out to him. Shout out to Miley. She also won record of the year for Flowers. Flowers was a dope song. That whole album was amazing, and I love the growth of Miley, that she did not grow up being the child star that we always see, that grows up and be strung on drugs and being always in and out of jail. Now her career has soared and soared and soared and has not stopped soaring since she left Disney. Um, and I love it. And I actually love her voice. It's very unique, and it's and her not Dolly, Miley, her personality is just fun. Her acceptance speech was amazing. And I love when she said, I appreciate this award, but my life was great before tonight. And I like that. I like that she emphasized that just that this award really honestly don't mean shit because her life was great and amazing before that night. And just because she won a Grammy doesn't mean that her life is going to drastically change. And so it was just funny. It was just a dope speech. Who else? Oh, Fantasia tribute to Tina Turner. Chef's kiss. I could not imagine anyone else doing that. I mean, there are several singers I could imagine doing that Tina Turner tribute, but seeing Fantasia in that outfit on that stage with the dancers and the band, that was just, I was just blown away. I was like, yep, they chose right. The Grammys did good when booking her for the Tina Turner tribute. And there are a couple of other artists I could have seen tribute Tina Turner, but Fantasia did the thing. She did the damn thing. And R.I.P. to Tina, a legend, the queen of rock and roll. She will be missed. Um, but yeah, all the in memoriams for the people who passed on last year, those were dope. Those songs were beautiful. Let's see. I got my notebook right here. Oh, Burna Boy. Look, I am getting into more and more. It started maybe 2 years ago, but I'm starting to get more and more into Afro beats, more and more to African, Nigerian artists in general, regardless of the genre. Man, Burner Boy is my guy. He is the go. Whenever if I see anything Burner Boy dropping, I'm stopping everything and listening. It I love Burner Boy, and I wish he been touring for a while, but his tour has not come to Memphis, and I don't blame you because Memphis is trash. But if you could come to the FedEx Forum at least once, sir, so I can get down there and jam and you know grind on somebody, to your music, I would greatly appreciate it. But he came out, did a couple of his songs, and then he brought out Brandy because he did sample Brandy's song for his song "On Top of the World," and so he brought her out to perform with him as well as 21 Savage. That that was amazing. That was a great performance right there. I truly enjoyed it. And of course, let's see who else. Oh, and lastly, my favorite performance. Luke Combs brought out Tracy Chapman for Fast Car. Now, if you know Luke Combs, if you didn't know, Luke Combs is a country singer. He did a cover song of Tracy Chapman's Fast Car, and it blew up. Country folks went crazy. It blew up everywhere. And it became a big hit, and it resurged Tracy Chapman's catalog to the point where her stuff hit the billboards again. And that song was released in 1989. That song was out when I was the year I was born. And so, and thank God Tracy Chapman owns is the only songwriter and musician who owns the rights to that song. So because his rendition soared in the box office, I mean not the box office, on the billboards and things like that, that's more money going to Tracy, going straight to Tracy, because she is the sole songwriter. I think whenever people she has in her contract, I forgot, because he's not the only one who's ever covered her song. There's multiple artists who have covered her song. But whenever someone covers her songs, her music, she gets 60% royalty as the main songwriter. So the fact that Tracy Chapman music shot up again when he released his rendition, and that's just more money in her pocket, not the music studios, not the producers. She that everything goes to her, which is amazing. And after that performance that night, she shot up again on Apple Music, on her original, not his version, her version, the original version, shot up again on Spotify. Like she's back in the Billboard charts again after they performed together. But it was a beautiful, beautiful performance of them both. Her playing her guitar, singing, her vocals, her voice has not slacked. It has not missed. It still sounds like the album back in the 80s. It was just beautiful. It was a beautiful performance. A little thug tear almost came out my eye. I said, I'm not finna cry listening to Fast Car. I listen to Fast Car every week, almost every day, really. Because I have an 80s playlist and I listen to that song on repeat. Um, but I was just like, not this, not Luke Combs and Tracy Chapman about to have a thug out here tearing up. Listening, do you have a fast car? I got been anywhere. Let me quit because I ain't got the vocals like that. But yeah, the performances of the Grammys were amazing. I have no complaints on that. I the Grammys did good when it came to booking the people to sing. And they weren't the only performances, but those performances that I mentioned were my favorites. They were the highlights. But the clips are online. So if you look up Grammy performances 2024, you can see the video clips and watch. But yeah, that that stuff was so amazing. So I have no complaints there. Um, let's see. Before I move on to the winners, and also the speech heard from around the world. The speech heard from around the world. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to the comments right quick so I can see who I missed coming in or what y'all been saying. Hold on 1 second. I gotta put myself on mute because my niece about to ask me a question. Okay, I'm back. They needed my Chick-fil-A order. Okay, sorry for that brief intermission. Okay. Bro, I don't know who you talking about. Maki, you know who I'm talking about. She has I told you I'm not mentioning her name on the podcast, but she has taken over your city because of her boyfriend. You know who I'm talking about. She who will not be named. uh, all that chocolate. Yes. Are you talking about Brandy? Hey, any black woman I mention on this podcast, yes, all that chocolate. Ken, what's up? Yes, you have finally caught the live. You've been part of the replay party, which is fine by me, but you finally caught it live. Rob, what it do? Good morning. Morning, y'all. Thank y'all for tapping in. Thank y'all for tapping in. Let me get through the hellos and see if anybody comments on what I've spoken so far on the Grammys this year. Rob says, that's what I love about cover songs. It opens up a whole new audience to the original. Yes. Yes. That's why I don't have beef with cover songs. The only thing, the only critique I have with the music industry today with cover songs and even samples is now they're trying to sample things that haven't let the originals live long enough yet. Like, for example, Nicki Minaj, her latest album, she covered Billie Eilish's song from her first album. Well, in my opinion, and Billie Eilish got some dope music. I love Billie Eilish. But in my opinion, none of Billie Eilish's music has lived long enough to be sampled or to be covered or to be remixed. It's like, let the original artist music breathe and live for with us for a while. Let us live with it for a while. Let's get some years in this shit. And then, we can start doing some covers and some remixes and some samples. But as far as older music, like 80s, 90s, early 2000s, at least we're pushing it with that. I feel like it's perfect because there is so much like in hip hop music has always sampled other music from the past, and there have been a lot of hip hop songs that I listen to and I'm like, Where I hear that before? That sounds familiar. And so I get the Googling because Google is my best friend. And lo and behold, it will pop up the original artist and the original song that hip hop artist had sampled. And then bam, now I got a new favorite artist, which is the original artist. And I started listening to their catalog. Like, oh my gosh, the fact that Kanye was able to take this song and flip it to that and make that beat with that and that. So it's just, I agree, Rob. Yeah, samples, cover songs. Um, look at there were so many artists like Prince and stuff who make a killing off of people covering their music. Um, and they just continue to open up to a new audience. Because I promise, before Luke Combs did that cover, there was a lot of people, the younger generation, and even my generation, who has never heard of Tracy Chapman. I knew Tracy Chapman because I study black icons, gay icons. I love all things 80s. When I say I love 80s music, I love 80s music, including the one hit wonders. Like I know I be mentioning and listening to artists where people are like, who? And then I have to play them a song and they be like, oh, I remember hearing that song from that commercial. Or I heard that song in that old movie from I remember hearing that in Back to the Future or whatever. So it's like I've been knew about Tracy Chapman, but a lot of people never heard of her until Luke Combs did Fast Car. And some people have never heard of her until the Grammys last week when they saw her on stage. Some people never knew what she looked like. But I'm glad that she's finally getting the spotlight and her music is back on the charts. And again, she is the sole owner of that song. No record label has the rights or royalties to that song. She is the writer, the producer, everything. So every revenue stream goes to her. So she ain't gotta drop another album song in her life no more. Just keep letting these kids um do a remix and cover Fast Car. She gonna stay in the bank, stay getting checks. What up, Brandon? What it do? Good morning, family. Good morning. Let's see. Ken said Chris Cornell's version of Chanel Cut None Compares to You is an awesome remake. I gotta listen to that. I bet it is because I love Chris. I love his voice. But I've never heard his version of that. I'm gonna have to listen to that. Thank you for the info. Elias, you got people to smurf. Ah, shoot, I do. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. Brief intermission so we can smurf some people. I'm a smurf y'all while I'm talking, while I'm chitty chatting with y'all. But yes, that is. Let's see. Anybody else I missed that tapped in? Good seeing y'all. Good seeing y'all. Thank y'all for coming in. That's true. Covering a new track, Brandon said, that's true. Covering a new track can really cover it and make it seem like it was yours originally. Sort of takes credit for it. Yeah, yeah. That's the slippery slope of it all. But if artists like Tracy Chapman or Prince had their business in order and their ducats in a row, you cannot cover their songs without their permission. And if they say no and you do it anyway, i.e., these rappers who try to still release music after the original artist says no, but they'll put it in a mixtape and not as a full album, guess what? That artist can still sue you and you have to pay up. You have to give them their coins because that's their money. That is their money. Oh, shoot. Let me mute myself while I smurf some people. Rob, you have been smurfed. Let's see. The bear. How have I not smurf you? Shame on me. But yeah, it's like, okay, you have been smurfed. Brandon, you are being smurfed. Fred, I didn't see you tap in. Good morning. You are being smurfed now. So everybody should be blue when you comment. I'm sorry, I missed y'all. Okay, we should all be good now. Okay, so let's see. Maki said, "Goddamn, Jacquees, do yes." And Jacquees ain't got no voice at all. I don't see how he became famous. He sounds horrible. His vocals hurt my ears. But yeah, he tried to remix and cover everybody's stuff, and it's horrible. That man can't sing to save his life. Yes, yes, he is definitely tone deaf. I don't see how y'all made him famous, and not y'all like my audience, but how people made him famous. All right, Dundee and the puppies made it home. Good morning again, Faja. Yes, what's up, Fred? Thanks for tapping in. Thanks for tapping in. Oh, everybody's popping in. Brian, good morning. Let's see. Luke Combs was up there like, wow, I get to play with her. Man, Luke Combs looked at Tracy. If you watch that performance, Luke Combs looked at Tracy Chapman like a proud son or something. Like, he was just so happy. And that was a beautiful sight to see. Let's see. Rob says Charles Bradley does an amazing cover of Changes from Black Sabbath. Okay, okay. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to some of this stuff y'all talking about. Johnny Cash, I believe, has the rights to Hurt because Trent Reznor was like, wow, he did it better than me. Well, hey, we all know that Dolly Parton wrote "I Will Always Love You" for Whitney Houston, and Dolly has even released her own version of that song. But she said, thanks to Whitney, she'd never have to write another song in her life just by that song alone. And she said selling that song to Whitney was the best decision she's ever made. I mean, Dolly still has the rights to it, but you know, she ain't hurting. She ain't them coins ain't hurting. Dolly Parton is dropping rock albums just for the fun of it. She ain't gotta do this stuff no more. Just from their one record. And she's written countless records since then, before and after. Let's see. Actually, if the record label owns the music, it doesn't matter if the artist says no or not. That is true, Dundee. That is so true. But people like Tracy, that's the beauty of Tracy Chapman and how smart she was. She, she always owned the master. She always owned the rights, even when she was with a record label. I don't know how she was able to do that, but she was able to manage her catalog. And I think she only had two official albums out, but she was able to manage her songs, especially Fast Car, to the point to where no record label could do anything without her permission. Like, I hate to say it, but it's kind of funny. But a couple of years back, Nicki Minaj wanted to sample one of Tracy Chapman's songs, not Fast Car, but a different song. Um, and Tracy said no. Tracy heard what Nicki did to it, what her producers did to it with a remix. She heard they sent the song to her, and Tracy said no. And Nicki even went online on Twitter and tried to petition the Barbs and everybody else and the record labels to convince Tracy. Tracy was like, no. And I bet, especially given the way Nicki's releasing music now, that was a good choice, Tracy. That was a good choice. She probably would have ruined it. And it probably would not have given you any great credit for the original. So yeah, but I get it. There are not every artist has that luxury. Not every artist has that power. Some artists, their music is at the hands of the label. And if even if the artist said, I don't want that person sampling my music, I don't want that person covering my music, the labels can be like, too bad. We own the masters. Let's see. I think Personal Jesus is a way better cover by Johnny Cash, even though that whole album he made was dope. Cool, cool. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Johnny Cash is one of those artists that I hear about all the time, but I've only heard a few songs from him, and his vocals not my cup of tea. Let me say that. but I get the appeal. I get the appeal. And maybe it's just an age thing, it's a generation thing. I don't know. Or but it's just I don't know. I'm not hating Johnny Cash. I get why people love him. But maybe I gotta listen to more songs. So these songs that y'all suggestion, I'm gonna go listen to them because I might like it. Maybe I just haven't heard the right song from Johnny Cash. He just he just hasn't gotten me yet with his music. Let's see. What Dundee said, if the label has the rights, it doesn't matter who says yes or no. Yep. Yep, I 100% agree, which was why, yep. And Dundee was just said it. That's part of Prince's beef with Warner Brothers. Yep. 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 Exactly. Let's see. Elias, I sent the Chris Cornell cover to you. Thank you. Thank you. I will definitely listen to that after the podcast and let you know how I feel. Let's see. He's you talk about Jaquise. Okay, I was gonna say who? Yeah, he's the singing version of Little Wayne. Yeah, pretty much, pretty much. But still, his vocals it hurts my ears. Okay, okay. Congrats, Bear. Almost at that goal. Yeah. Let's see. Dolly's like 80. It hasn't changed a bit. No, she hasn't. That's why I love Dolly. She has not changed, not one bit. Rob, get off more market. I'm just kidding. If you got the money, do what you do. Have fun. Let's see. Oh, thanks, Bear, for dropping my link tree. I appreciate it. Sometimes I forget I even have a link tree. I mean, it has everything on there, my YouTube channel, my Instagram, all that jazz. Um, and my merch shop and stuff. But sometimes I just be forgetting to just plug in myself. Let's see. If you listen to anything from Johnny Cash, listen to the cover album he released like 10 years ago. Okay, dope. Dope. I'm definitely gonna do that. Cocaine Blues will always be my favorite Cash song. All right, all right. I'm going trust me, when y'all suggest stuff, I listen to it. Even if I don't, even in the end it's not for me and I don't like it, I will at least give it a listen. Like when Jesus has suggested what's that rapper? Tom McDonald. I listened to it. I gave it a listen. I listened to a couple of his songs. Like when y'all now he's not for me as a rapper, he's not for me, but when y'all suggest stuff, I listen to it. I give it a chance because it could open me up to something that I did not know existed. So I appreciate y'all. So let's get back to, and I'll get back to the comments with y'all in a second, but let's get back to the Grammys because I still have some things I want to talk about. And we need to celebrate the winners on this Black History Month, the Black artists who won Grammys, because we're not talking about the woman who won Album of the Year because she didn't deserve it. A Black artist did, but I digress. We're not going to hold on to that. But I will say congratulations to SZA. She was at least nominated. She led all the nominations of the big categories with 9 nominations. So even though she didn't win Album of the Year because of She Who Will Not Be Named, the woman who will not be named, stole that from her. She had more nominations that night, with 9 nominations. But SZA did go home with at least 3 or 4, I believe, of those nominations, mostly in the R&B category. So congratulations to SZA. SOS is an amazing album. That should have been Album of the Year. Argue with your mama, but she did win most of her stuff in the R&B category. So congratulations, SZA. Victoria Monet. Ooh, Victoria Monet is fine as hell. That's my new future wife. Victoria Monet won Best New Artist, and rightfully so. If you looked at the categories for all the new artists, she deserved it. And but the thing is, Victoria Monet, yeah, she deserved Best New Artist, but really, she's not new to the music industry. She has been in the backgrounds writing songs for other pop and R&B singers for years. For years, she's written for Ariana Grande. She's written for Rihanna. She's written for Beyonce. She's written for a lot of people behind the scenes before she came out with her debut album on her own. Um, um, on her own. So seeing her drop her own album, where and of course her vocals is amazing. Her songs were dope. Um, the production awesome. So to see her win Best New Artist of the Year was amazing to see because this been years in the making, years coming because she has written for so many people and to finally get a Grammy for something that was her own as an artist was beautiful to see. So congratulations to Victoria Monet. You deserve it. Tyla, the woman who took over TikTok with that song Water. She won Best International. She's another Afrobeats African Nigerian artist. She won the Best International. She beat out Burna Boy. I was rooting for Burna Boy, but I'm not mad that she won. I am not mad that she won because her record was amazing. And her EP was great too. The other songs that she dropped were amazing too. So congrats to Tyler for winning that. Killer Mike. He swept the hip hop categories. He swept the hip hop categories, and rightfully so. His album, his solo record album, Michael, was amazing. It was beautiful. It was mature. It was dope. I loved it. I've been a Killer Mike fan ever since Run the Jewels. Him, that group, that album, their music is just so amazing. I've always been a Killer Mike fan. So to see him with his solo album get the Grammys, not just one, but multiple Grammys. Congratulations. Of course, Samara Joy won Best Jazz, and Coco Jones won Best R&B Performance. Look, the black women took over. I ain't gonna lie, the black women took over the Grammys as far as all the other categories. They may not have went crazy in the big categories, but all the rest of the categories they took over. And also shout out because I am an EDM electronic dance music fiend. That's my favorite genre. So for the past 3 or 4 years, shout out to my boy Skrillex. Skrillex has won uh, the EDM or Best Dance album or whatever. Great, great. I listened to that album. I loved it. Amazing, amazing. So shout out to all the winners. Now, let's before we get to before I get back to y'all in the comments. All done, D. If you don't start talking about the woman that should not be named as much as you talked about it, might as well say it. Nope. Nope. Y'all say her name enough. The NFL say her name enough. Nope, I'm not. Her name ain't coming out of my mouth. She ain't getting this clap. Nope. Let's see. I don't know, Ken. Are we? Yeah. Yeah, we talking about her, but I'm not saying her name. Nope. Okay. Now let's talk about no, Skrillex is not black. He was just an honorable mention because I love EDM music. Skrillex is a whole European white man. No, no. Uh, but I was just throwing his name out there because he did win Best EDM, and I love EDM music. I love Skrillex, and um, I think he deserved it. He was just an honorable mention. Everybody else that I mentioned were the black winners. But yeah. No, it's fine, Maki. I'm sorry I didn't clarify. uh, let's see. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Okay, so let's talk about the speech heard from around the world. So, the Grammys decided to make up another award to give. You know how they give lifetime achievement awards and things like that. They decided to make up another award, the Dr. Dre Humanitarian Hip Hop something something. I don't know. They just made up an award, put Dr. Dre's name on it, just so they could say, "Look, black people, we actually care about you. Look, black people, we actually acknowledge you." Specifically, hip hop. look, hip hop, even though we be giving y'all awards but never televising it live on TV, we actually thinking about you this time. So they made up some random award that did not exist until yesterday. Called the Dr. Dre something something humanitarian lifetime achievement award, and they decided to give it to Jay-Z. Oh, hold on. Pause for the cause. Caw. What up, Wiz? Caw. Thanks for tapping in. So, the Grammys decided to throw niggas a bone and give black people some hip hop humanitarian lifetime achievement award. And they decided to honor Jay-Z. But what the Grammys forgot is that Jay-Z don't like them. What the Grammys forgot is that Jay-Z has been boycotting them for years and has been shitting on them for years. What the Grammys, the higher ups, forgot is that Jay-Z knows that the award they're giving him is some bullshit. So he got on stage and he brought out his beautiful daughter, Blue Ivy. What up, Blue Ivy? The next generation's Beyonce. Just watch. Somebody on Twitter posted a picture of Blue and Beyonce and said Beyonce is becoming Tina Knowles and Blue is slowly becoming Beyonce. Mark our words, exactly what's going to happen. 10, 15 years from now, Blue going to have an album. She's already got songwriting credits already to her name. She's already got directing credits to her name for all the latest projects that Beyonce has released. So, mark my words, we gonna see it. We gonna see it. Beyonce gonna be managing Blue, or Blue gonna be Beyonce's manager. Something's gonna happen 10, 15 years from now. But anyways, Jay-Z got on stage, got his little honorary lifetime achievement award. Uh, and he had his beautiful daughter by his side. Blue looked amazing, just like her mama. And of course, Beyonce was in the audience looking like the stallion cowgirl of everybody's dreams. Beyonce's out. Let's pause. Beyonce's outfit, her little cowboy outfit, made by Louis Vuitton. That was beautiful. That was amazing. But anyways, he went up there. He accepted his award, but he read the Grammys for fifth. And the awards was in LA. So I love Jay-Z. Jay-Z is a rapper through and through. From the beginning, even in his speech, he was a rapper. The the word flows and the comments that he put, he said, some of you may feel like you've gotten robbed. Some of you may leave out here and get robbed because they're in LA. Like, get your security up. You may walk out and your limo ain't there. And then he said, some of y'all don't even deserve to be nominated. I know. And then the audience reaction, it was like, whoa, like, whoa, dang, you ain't have to do it like that. And I think, hey, a hit dog will holler. A hit dog will holler. And I believe certain artists who won that night felt that sting. They felt that, dang, is he talking about me? And one artist in particular did feel that way because of her acceptance speech. I'm talking about, this award just proves that the fans know what they want and the awards know what the fans want. That's some bullshit. You feel hurt by Jay-Z's comments. Jay-Z got to you, saying that you did not deserve to be in the category to begin with. But I loved it. I think I listened to that speech. I listened to those video clips over and over again, a good 5-6 times. That was like the Cat Williams interview with Shay Shay. I just watched that multiple times. I was like, Jay-Z went ham. Now, will this change the Grammys? No. The Grammys are gonna still be on their bullshit. They're gonna always be on their bullshit. They're gonna always pee on us and tell us it's raining. They're gonna always throw black artists a bone 4 or 5 years later. Just like the Oscars did with certain actors. You know, they're gonna keep saying, you know, like they did with Kendrick Lamar with the best hip hop album. He should have won this first year, but instead they gave it to Macklemore. And then 3 years later, 4 albums later, then they finally want to give Kendrick his award. Like, we know the deal. But And I know a lot of people be like, well, why should Black people care about the Grammys? Why should Black people care about the Oscars? Why? We need to divorce them. We need to do our own, create our own, blah, blah, blah. We do create our own. We do our own. And those artists have showed up for those. To say Beyonce has never performed a BET award, never went to an NAACP award, never, those are bold-faced lies that y'all keep regurgitating on Twitter. Black artists do support their own. However, these black award shows aren't at unfortunately aren't at the caliber to where once you become a Grammy winner, once you become an Oscar winner, your paycheck goes up. Those are just the cold hard facts. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. You can win 20 BET awards, and those are great. You can win 50 NAACP awards. Those are great, but they don't give you arenas. They don't give you advanced checks. They don't give you, oh, this movie studio is gonna call you for this role and you don't have to audition for it. You don't have to, they're just gonna automatically say this role was written for you. This album is a Grammy Award winning album. Guess what? This song, this single, this album is going to be played on all the movie soundtracks, going to be on all the commercials, going to be on this, going to be on that. You get a bigger advancement on your next album because you are a Grammy Award winner. That's just the way the world works. I hate it, but it's the sad reality and the sad truth. And honestly, when you're a black artist and you grow up and you see people like Tina Turner and Michael Jackson and Stevie Wonder on the Grammys as a kid, you're growing up and you see these beautiful black artists, Prince and um, James Brown, you see them on the Grammys, you can't help but say, I want to be like that when I grow up. When you see people like a Sidney Poitier, um a Halle Berry. You see black artists at the Oscars winning those awards. You can't help but say, I want to grow up and do that. When you see Denzel Washington, you want to say, I want to grow up and do that. I want to be that. Unfortunately, I hate that it's like that. And I hate that this is the reality, but that big camera, that big spotlight is important to artists in the art and entertainment industry. Has always been that way. It has always been that way. The very first black actress to win an Oscar was not even allowed to be in the building to get her Oscar. Like, we're going to always be disrespected. We're going to always be disregarded. We're going to always be thrown a bone. But it's something about being acknowledged for being the best of your caliber, especially if you win against the people who we know they pay to be at the top, the people who slept their way to the top, people who just born with so much privilege, born with a silver spoon in their mouth, never had to hustle, never had to wait tables, never had to work in retail, never had to bus for anything, never had to sleep in their car homeless, just trying to get a record deal, just trying to get a movie role, just trying. There are people who are at the tippy top who never had to suffer a day in their life because of nepotism, because their parents were actors or their parents were producers or their parents were musicians or whatever. And so when you finally see that underdog go up to that stage, when you finally see a SZA go up to that stage, when you finally see a Victoria Monet go up to that stage, that does something to the younger generation. So yes, I agree with y'all. Black people should make our own and do our own thing and not worry about the bigger award shows. But at the same time, that's like telling black kids who win valedictorian at their high school or who get all straight A's, B's, principal's list honor roll to never apply or never ask or achieve or go to Harvard or anything like that. Like, yes, the HBCUs are amazing. I love HBCUs. I rock for HBCUs. But there are certain things that HBCUs just cannot do. unfortunately, in the real world. Unfortunately. And it's a sad reality. And some HBCUs, I'm sorry, I went to an HBCU my first semester of school. Some HBCUs do not deserve our dollars, unfortunately, because they don't care. The people who own them do not care. I would never tell anybody to go to Lane College. I would never tell anybody to go to some of these universities that are HBCUs. Why? So you can fail and still graduate, so you can graduate and still end up working at Walmart? No. If you got the grades and the wherewithal to go to one of these bigger, if you get a scholarship at one of these bigger institutions, I'm gonna tell you go to that before you go to Lane. Like, I'm sorry, but sometimes these big institutions do matter to these artists. And if they feel slighted or if they feel like they deserved it and they didn't get it, they deserve to gripe about it. They deserve to complain about it. I'm going to always complain that how they did Angela Bassett at the Oscars all these years, all these amazing films and bodies of work she's done, and you just now giving her an honorary Oscar? Oh, my bad. We sorry. We messed up. You should have got it last year, but here you go. Like, no, that woman earned the Oscar way back when she did What's Love Got to Do with It, honestly, to be honest. So, like Jay-Z said, just keep showing up, just keep doing your thing. And people are like, why is he telling black people to keep showing up to the Grammys? He's not saying keep showing up to the Grammys. He's saying keep showing up and doing the work. If y'all actually listen to what he was saying keep doing the work, keep grinding, keep fighting for your spot. Not keep showing up to the Grammys, not keep getting dressed and coming to the Grammys. No, he's saying keep showing up for yourself, showing up for your art, showing up for your music, showing up for your craft. That is what Jay-Z was saying. See, y'all listening to quick sound bites and taking it. Y'all know Jay-Z be talking like a philosopher and shit. Like, listen to what he's saying. Don't give up. Keep showing up. If you are really a musician, if you really are an artist, if you are really a songwriter, a singer, keep doing what you're doing. Whether you get a Grammy or not. There are a lot of legends who have never gotten a Grammy. A lot of legends. Or they may have just gotten one Grammy. Look at Beyonce. Look at his wife. Look at Jay-Z's wife, Beyonce. She has won more Grammys than anybody. She has beat Michael Jackson. She has beat not Joel Santana, Santana, the actual musician Santana. He has beaten she has beaten Elvis, Johnny Cash, all these legends, but she's never won album of the year. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. And they keep doing it. She's not the only one. They keep doing this to everybody. So those are just my thoughts on the Grammys. What up, Rock? Thanks for tapping in, brother. Rock on reptiles. So yeah, but those are my thoughts on the Grammys. Like I said, as far as performances go, I think they did amazing. I have no complaints when it comes to all the artists performing at the Grammys. I love Jay-Z's speech. That was amazing. I was so happy to see Celine Dion out and about and smiling and looking beautiful despite her health complications. I still think they should not have woken her up out her sick bed and made her come to this award show just to give she who will not be named that award and be disrespected and ignored when she finally got that award. But I'm happy to see Celine Dion. So happy to see Celine Dion. That made me smile. Luke Combs and Tracy Chapman performance, Chef's Kiss, and all the winners, all the black winners, all the artists who did win in the other categories that we did not see that wasn't televised. The producers, the songwriters, everybody, all the categories who are always ignored, the jazz, the classical, the music based off movie soundtracks that we never see or hear about. All those winners, congratulations to y'all. Y'all are amazing. It was overall, I will say, even though the Grammys are still on their BS, I stand by what I said. They're still on their BS, especially when it comes to album of the year. Um, I was actually not mad at this year's Grammy overall. I really enjoyed it. It was more good than bad. It was only one bad thing that I did not like, but everything else was amazing. And I'm gonna keep watching. I'm gonna keep watching because I love this stuff. I'm a music nerd. I'm a music geek. I was part of the Grammy board when I was in college. If you did not know, if you're in college, the Grammys have a Grammy board, and students actually get to vote. We don't get to vote for the main stuff, but we actually get to put our input on. And I got to do that for the years I was in college, for the 4 years I was in college. So I love it. I just wish they would stop disrespecting us. Stop disrespecting hip hop. Stop disrespecting R&B. Stop stop disrespecting us in general. When we deserve album of the year, we should get album of the year. We don't care about the politics. When we get record of the year, we supposed to be getting record of the year. We ain't talk about the politics. So yeah, but that's it. He. I'm a he. Just to remind y'all. uh, but yeah, but that's it as far as this episode of Snake Cinema Podcast Music Edition. Hopefully, well, not no hopefully, I did watch a couple of movies this week via Stars and Netflix, and I want to talk about them. So we are going to be back on our movie talks next Saturday because I watched a couple of things. I did watch a couple of things, some real good that I really like and want to suggest to y'all, and one is on that Bullsh, and one of them movies look like it should be on Tubi. I don't know why is it on Netflix, but it look like it should be on Tubi. It's so trash, and I can't wait to talk about that. But yes, we are back to the movies next week. But we will chat with y'all later. Thank y'all for tuning in. Um, I'm not sure if Lady Tiz's Nicole's podcast where she's interviewing lace balls is this Saturday or next Saturday, but just be on the lookout around noon today to see if um, Lady Tiz's show is on today. I know she took a little break because of her grandkids, but she is interviewing lace balls next. So if it's not this Saturday, it's next Saturday. Of course, Kent has his show that he has. Um, Also, like in the like maybe 3 or 4 o'clock my time. So check out Kent Craft Brewery channel today. And then also We as Constrictors, Sophisticated Ignorance later on tonight in the evening. Um, and then check out everybody's podcasts every week. Y'all know Monday through Saturday, Sunday, whatever. It's always 3 or 4 podcasts going on. So let's support each other. Let's support everybody. Of course, got a shameless plug. The Wild Bunch, the Shenanigans with Beyond the Scales on Rock on Reptiles channel on Tuesdays. Oh, this is it Wednesday or Thursday? Valentine's Day, 14th, Valentine's Day. I will be a special guest on Holly's channel, Not Another Reptile Podcast. I believe it's 7:30 p.m. Central Time. Um, Whatever Valentine's Day is, I think it's Wednesday. I will be a special guest being interviewed by Holly on Not Another Reptile Podcast. So please tune in and check that show out. Even if you missed the live, because Wednesdays is always different. A lot of podcasts like Keys and them. Um, Going on, hit the replay. Just watch the replay later on when you get a chance. Um, and let's see. Oh yeah, I gotta talk about that too, Ken. Thank you for that shameless plug. Um, that is something I did watch this week as well because it dropped on Disney Plus. But yeah. So, anyways, if you care to watch me on Holly's channel on Valentine's Day, I appreciate it. Or hit the replay, that's fine. But anyways, um, thank y'all for tuning in to this week's episode of Snakes in My Podcast. I'm your host, Prince Elias. Y'all have a great weekend. Enjoy your Saturday, and I will check y'all in the next one. Peace.